The Ural Mountains of Russia hold many secrets, but none as chilling as the events that unfolded on a cold February night in 1959. 9 young lives were lost in circumstances so bizarre that people still debate what happened over 60 years later. 9 experienced hikers set out on a journey into the mountains, but they never returned. What happened to them remains one of the most terrifying and unexplained mysteries in modern history. This was supposed to be a challenging yet routine hike. The group was young, skilled, and well prepared for the brutal cold. Nothing seemed unusual at first. They documented their journey with photographs and diaries, never suspecting these would become the final records of their lives. Their destination was an advanced skiing route through the mountains. The trip was meant to help them earn their Grade 3 hiking certification, the highest honor for Soviet hikers. Everything about their preparation was meticulous and by the book. The last known photos of the hikers show them setting up camp, sharing meals, and laughing. But these images would become haunting relics of a journey that ended in disaster. On January 31st, they reached the edge of the highland area. The weather was deteriorating, and they decided to set up camp on the slopes of a mountain whose name meant Dead Mountain in the local language, an ominous choice that would prove darkly prophetic. No trees for shelter, no sign of danger. Yet something would soon send them fleeing into the freezing night. What happened next has baffled investigators for decades. On the night of February 1st, something caused these experienced hikers to slash their way out of their tent from the inside. They fled into temperatures of minus 30 degrees Celsius, a virtual death sentence in their state of undress. The alarm was raised only when they failed to return on schedule. The initial search parties found no trace of the group. As weeks passed, hope began to fade. Then the first horrifying discoveries were made. Leading away from the tent were barefoot tracks, as if the hikers had fled into the freezing darkness without shoes, without jackets, without reason. The first 2 bodies were found near the remains of a small fire beneath a large cedar tree. They were barefoot and dressed only in underclothes. Despite the freezing temperatures, they had apparently tried to climb the tree. Their hands were cut and scraped, with broken branches above. 3 more victims were found between the cedar tree and the tent site. Their poses suggested they were trying to return to the tent when they fell, but it was the condition of the remaining 4 bodies, found months later, that would truly fuel decades of speculation. These final victims lay in a deep ravine, buried under 4 meters of snow. When found, their injuries told a bizarre story. Some had severe internal injuries, yet showed no external signs of trauma. It was as if they had been subjected to enormous pressure, but from what? The mystery deepened when investigators found traces of radiation on some of the victims' clothing. Some witnesses reported strange lights in the sky during the time of the incident. The Soviet military's presence in the area raised even more questions. The official Soviet investigation concluded that the deaths were caused by a compelling natural force, but this vague explanation only fueled decades of theories and speculation. Some blame an avalanche, citing recent research that suggests a small, delayed snowslide could have triggered the events. Others point to military testing, secret weapons, or even supernatural forces. Each theory seems to answer some questions while raising others. Why did they flee in terror? What caused their deadly injuries? Why was radiation present? Why didn't they take time to dress properly? And why did they separate instead of staying together? Decades later, the mystery remains. Experts in survival situations point to a phenomenon known as paradoxical undressing, where hypothermia victims feel burning hot and remove their clothes. But this doesn't explain their initial panic or why they fled their tent in such terror. Today, the site has become a pilgrimage spot for mystery seekers. 9 monuments stand where 9 young lives were lost, while the mountains keep their secret. The pass itself now bears the name of the group's leader, a permanent reminder of one of history's most baffling mysteries. What do you think happened that night? What's your theory? Leave a comment below, and if you love unsolved mysteries, subscribe for more.